Hello everyone, in this video we're going to cover the self-service API catalog of Amadeus for developers. The catalog has 4 different categories: air, hotel, destination content, and trip. Let's start with the air category. Let's go to the portal to see how the self-service APIs work. If we click on self-service APIs and then air, we will get access to the air category. This category has different subcategories like search and shopping, booking, artificial intelligence, travel insights, and utilities. Let's move to search and shopping. One of the main functionalities of the self-service API is the capacity of searching flights. If you want to search flights, you have 3 different APIs. Flight inspiration search is very useful when you know the origin but you don't know the destination, while cheapest date search is used when you know the origin, the destination, but you are flexible on dates. And finally, flight offer search, when you know the origin, the destination, and the dates. Let's go to Postman to see how these 3 APIs work together. Remember that you can access to the Swagger documentation of each API by clicking on the Go to API Reference and Examples button. The API reference contains request, response, examples, as well as the full list of parameters accepted by the API. We're going to start by calling flight inspiration search to get potential destination from Boston with a maximum price of $300. The API returns different flight offers with different destinations. If we take a look to the first one, it's suggesting to fly from Boston to Chicago on these 2 dates with the price of $52. Interesting here is to highlight the links to the other 2 flight offers API. The first one points to flight cheapest day search in case we're flexible on dates but are still flying from Boston to Chicago, and the second one to flight offer search in case we want to fly from Boston to Chicago exactly on these 2 dates. In case we're flexible on dates, we can do a call to flight cheapest day search and get different offers with different data ranges. Interesting thing here as well is to see the link to the other flight offer search. Finally, let's call to flight offer search to get a list of flight offers from Boston to Chicago for these 2 specific dates. The response contains the full information needed to perform with the booking. Once we have called flight offer search to get a list of flight offers, we can proceed to call flight offers price to get the final price including taxes, fees, availability, and also you can add different products like, for example, additional bags, extra legroom, etc. And also payment information details that is needed for the booking process. Once we have selected the flight offer, we can call Sigma Display to allow the user to choose the seat during the flight booking flow. Once we have called flight offer search and flight offers price, we can call flight create orders to perform the final booking of the flight offer. Remember that if you are using this API in production, the API only reserves the flight offer but is not performing the ticketing. You can find more information about this process in the Get Started guides on the portal. Let's move to the artificial intelligence subcategory. All these APIs have been built using historical data from Amadeus. For example, flight delay prediction calculates the probability that a given flight will be delayed in 4 possible lengths. Airport on-time performance calculates the probability of a flight to be delayed given a specific airport. And finally, flight choice prediction works in combination with flight offer search and provides the probability of one user selecting one specific offer over the others. Travel Insights subcategory provides data-driven insights to help you understand traveler behavior and create a more personalized flight search experience. Under this category, we find 3 APIs: most travel destination, most booked destination, and flight busiest traveling period. Most traveled and most booked destination provide a list of destinations where people fly and book the most from a given city. On the other hand, flight busiest traveling period return a list of 12 reports, 1 per month, with the volume of passengers flying to and from a given city. This is very useful when you want to fly to a city and you want to avoid the busiest month of the year. Finally, the air category provides some useful APIs when working with flights APIs, from flight check links, which returns a URL to the airline website to perform the check-in before flying, to airline code lookup, which translates the IATA and ICAO codes into the full airline name. Airport and City Search implements autocomplete functionality when working with airports and cities. An airport nearest relevant returns a list of airports around a given location defined by a longitude and a latitude. Time to move to a new category, Hotel APIs. This category has 3 subcategories: Search and Shopping, Booking, and Travel Insights. Hotel Search returns a list of available hotels and prices for a given location and a data range. Hotel Booking allows users to book one offer returned by the Hotel Search API. And Hotel Ratings API returns an overall rating for a hotel as well as rating for different criteria like location, comfort, service, food, or facilities. The usual flow for integrating all these APIs is the following. We're going to use the first endpoint of Hotel Search to find hotels from a given city. Once the hotel has been selected, we can retrieve the list of rooms with the second endpoint. And finally, we can get rates and room details with the third endpoint. We can finish the process by calling Hotel Booking API using the offer returned by Hotel Search API. Let's go to Postman to see how these API work together. First, we retrieve a list of hotel offers in the city of London. At this point, we can use the Hotel ID to call Hotel Rating API to see what other guests think about the hotel. Using the Hotel ID, we can get the list of available rooms using the second endpoint of Hotel Search API. Let's take the Offer ID to call the third endpoint in order to get room information like the type of room, price, and payment policies. In case we want to book this hotel offer, we can use Hotel Booking API using the same Offer ID to build the body of the request. Destination Content category. This category contains 2 APIs to provide information at destination. The first one is Point of Interest. This API has been built in partnership with Booksy. Given a location, the API returns a list of popular places, including historical, nightlife, restaurant, or shopping information. The second API within this category is Safe Place. This API has been built in partnership with Geoshore, and the API returns safety and security ratings for a given location according to 6 different categories, like for example health, physical, political freedom, or women traveling alone. Using Postman, we can retrieve the point of interest for the city of Barcelona. And we can call Safe Place to get safety ratings of the same city. And finally, Trip category. The Trip category provides general trip APIs. The first one is Trip Parser. This API parses information from various booking confirmation emails like flights, cars, etc., and returns an standardized structured travel itinerary. This API has 3 endpoints. One for sending your booking confirmation in base64 encoded format, and the other 2 for getting the status of the process and to get the final result. The Artificial Intelligence subcategory contains 2 APIs. Trip Purpose Prediction, which returns the probability that the itinerary is for business or leisure. And finally, AI Generated Photos is an experimental project which generates fake photos according to 2 different categories, beach or mountain. Through this video, we have been covering the basics of the self-service API catalog. If you want to discover more, start coding with the APIs by clicking on the register button on the portal. Thanks for watching.